I'm just in my zone. You'd be lying if you said I was.
Hello YouTube, it has been forever. But I have been living life. You know what? I've been living life, but I have also been getting over the Sisterlock hype, and that's why I've not been back. That and the fact that I don't know how to edit my videos and make them sexy like everybody else's. But yeah, you know, when you first get your Sisterlocks, I got mine back in 2018, September 2018. And when I first got them, I was on a hype, you know, I was on the Sisterlocks hype, yeah. I was loving my Sisterlocks. I still love my Sisterlocks, don't get me wrong, but I am over the hype. I will always be grateful for the freedom and the time that it has afforded me and the simplicity. But you know what? If I had my time again, I wouldn't get Sisterlocks. I'd get micro locks because that's what Sisterlocks are. They are basically interlocked mini manicured locks. That's it. Sisterlocks themselves are not patented. The name is trademarked. The name. Nothing about the method, because actually the method has been around for thousands of years and originates from Africa. Nothing about the method, it is purely the name. Even the fact that they don't like to show you the tool, some people say, or they don't like to show you how to interlock, we don't really need them to. You know, if you look at videos online of people who have been interlocking their hair with bloody paper clips for the last 3 years, you can see that actually their locks pretty much look the same as ours. And I'll tell you why I've got to this point, right? This is seeming like a frustrated video from me. I am frustrated because I am 7-8 months into my journey, and I'm on consultant number 4. Yeah, consultant number 4. Now, that is down to me being particular, but it's also down to the lack of professionalism that I have found in this space. I do not feel that there is enough transparency, and I do not feel that for something that is so expensive and effectively a lifestyle change rather than just a hairstyle, I feel that there should be more transparency and more professionalism in this space. When I got my Sisterlocks installed, and the reason I got Sisterlocks rather than Microlocks is purely because I saw somebody with them online, I got researching, and the name that kept popping up was Sisterlocks. I'd never had an experience with microlocks before. I didn't have natural hair at the time. I had relaxed hair, but I was trying to get to natural, and so I wasn't particularly well versed or educated in that space. So I went ahead and I got Sisterlocks after doing lots of research. The person that I got my Sisterlocks installed with has been around for a very long time in terms of the Sisterlock space. She's well respected and was one of the only people that I saw who constantly promoted her grids and her work online, much like the American. She had that American feel to her in terms of her work and her professionalism around her grids and stuff like that. So I was really pleased to be getting in and getting an appointment with her. Now, we had a couple of hiccups in the beginning, and I realised that the organisation wasn't necessarily her strength. However, I wanted my hair done by her. I wanted it installed by her. And I also accepted that, you know, in this creative space, not everybody's like organised or on the ball necessarily, and you know, things happen. Really nice lady, nothing but pleasant things to say about her as a person. And I really enjoyed the time that I did have with them. However, it became obvious to me quite early on that um, I wasn't going to be able to continue there because organisation is really important to me, and it was becoming a bit of a theme. So if I turn up at 1 o'clock for my hair appointment, I don't want to be leaving at 9. You know, I don't want that. I need to get in and I need to get out. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get some options here. And it was a bit of a journey as well from where I was. So I left and I went to another consultant who was a trainee. Now I knew she wasn't as experienced as my last consultant, really lovely lady, and had experience of natural hair. So I moved to her and I loved her. I loved her vibe, I loved her aura, really, really nice. But what I realised was that she was a Sisterlock trainee, which I knew at the outset, but I realised that the integrity of my locks and the what can I say, the skill that my first lady had, who is an experienced long-serving Sisterlock consultant, it wasn't there. So I got a little bit worried about some of my locks and stuff, and at times she would chop the weaker ones rather than combine them. whereas I know my other lady would have had loads of different methods of dealing with that. So I started looking again, and I moved on to a consultant who has been in the game for a long time. And I went along and I saw her. One thing I should say is that whenever I went to someone new, I always asked them to check my grid and check the health of my locks, you know. I would always say to them, how's my grid? You know, how are my locks? Are there any areas that need repair? Is there anything I should be concerned about? All of that stuff, you know. Went to went to the third consultants, and they immediately started repairing some of my locks. They said that the tension and the pattern had been incorrect for the type of hair I've got. My hair is quite soft, they tell me, so it needed to be retightened on a 4 rather than a 3, and immediately I could tell the difference in my hair once they had got on with it. So unfortunately my concerns about the second consultant were somewhat founded, and I was happy with these guys, and I was going to stay there, had no concerns, no real issues. Felt a little bit conveyor belty in that they kind of want to get you in and get you out. They're not pouring over your head to make sure it's perfect. They're going to make sure it's good. Like I say, they repaired my locks, but there's not that personal service. You know, it's not personal really. I wouldn't have said. So I heard about this lady online, and the thing that was appealing to me was that she was actually a hairdresser. Now, like I say, the people that I had been with before I got into Sisterlocks, I've been with them for decades. I don't move. If I find somebody that's good, I'm with you, you know? So this lady was a mobile consultant who had experience in the natural hair space. And she's not a certified Sisterlock consultant. She does microlocks and she does locks. Looked at her work and stuff, and I thought, this looks great. And I'd already made the decision, I'm not getting involved any further in this Sisterlock hype. I'm not about it. I am not going to believe and accept that there's special techniques of interlocking. I've seen people who are interlocking their own hair without going through any kind of course on YouTube. There's tons of them. Some of them are doing them with paper clips, and guess what? 3-4 years later, the result kind of looks the same. I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do. I'm certainly not going to be interlocking my hair. I've got like 500 plus locks now. But I definitely wasn't going to be on this hype no more of the secrecy and all the kind of, it's a black art. Nah. It's not. Let's get real, yeah? It's interlocking. When I see what they're doing to my hair in the mirror, it's interlocking. There's nothing special. There's not no wizard that comes out of a cupboard and makes it special, okay? So let's stop this. So I decided I was going to go with this microlocks lady because she's got lots of experience. She turns up, and I'd stopped asking people questions about the state of my grid and the health of my locks and the integrity of them. She goes through my hair forensically and immediately tells me that the grid at the back is not much of a grid, and more importantly, the locks at the back are like 3 times the size of what they should be. And she starts taking pictures and giving me examples, and my heart sinks because my husband had raised this point. I had been worried about this point, and my mother had also raised it. I knew that the ones at the back felt really thick, but because I don't know what I'm paying for, because Sisterlocks don't give you a little manual that says you should have 50 million columns and 10 rows, or you get my point though, don't you? Because they don't give you a template that says this is what good looks like for Sisterlocks, you don't actually know what you should be getting. Yeah, you sit down and they talk about your hair texture, your strands, and how thick the boxes are, and the different patterns, and you know, the density of your hair and all of that. Yes, they do, but what they don't do is give you a little professional booklet that is open and transparent and clear about what you are purchasing. Yeah, and you know why? Because they have created an industry out of making us believe that this is more than microlocks, by making us think that we shouldn't see the tool and that we shouldn't see how the method is done, when actually what we're really talking about is simply the fact that the name is trademarked. Now, don't think that I am bashing Sisterlocks in terms of the concept. I love the concept. I love that this has genuinely given me some hair freedom. I love the confidence, and I love the fact that this is really propelling natural hair forward. What I don't like is feeling as though I'm paying for something that I don't know what I'm going to get at the end of it. I don't like the fact that 7 months into my Sisterlock journey, with my installation by someone that has been in the game a very long time, I'm finding that where I've got like, I don't know, 50 locks, I should probably have closer to about 100 plus, you know. And I don't like the fact that I had those concerns for some time, and it took for 4 people, the last one not being a Sisterlock consultant, to come in and remedy it. I'm not bothered about the money. A lot of people talk about the money that you invest. Yes, the money is important. What I'm more bothered about is the time that I had to spend sitting down getting this redone. That's what I'm annoyed about. I'm annoyed at the fact that I never really felt that anyone gave my hair the proper time and attention until the 4th consultant. It felt like a conveyor belt, like they just wanted to get you in, retie, and get you out. And I've noticed that in America, from the American videos and stuff, and on Instagram, it seems to be so much more professional. It seems to be a real industry. It really seems to be, there seems to be great pride in maintaining the integrity and the appearance of the grid. You know, I've seen people with spotlights on their head dealing with people's Sisterlocks, you know, treating it with real respect. But it just, for me, it doesn't feel like that here. Now, I'm not that attached to my hair. I will shave it off and start again. I really will. Sorry, if I was that upset. If she'd have said to me, do you know what, this is beyond repair, we're going to take them all down and start again, I'd have said, nah, you're not, love. We'll shave it off and we'll see you again in a few months when I've got about 1.5 inches. But she's managed to salvage it, so thank God. But I still spent a day and a half getting this put right, a day and a half that I can't get back, on top of the 2 days that I already set aside. And what she said to me is that it's been very cleverly done. So the sides and the front are Sisterlocks. They, you know, they look right. They would give you no cause for concern. But as you get to the back of the hair, and more in the centre and towards the middle, that's where they're just like ginormously thick. I said it on one of my last videos. Why do we not have like a Uber rating? You know, Uber rate you as an individual based on how you get on, and we rate them as drivers. And that's what Sisterlocks needs to do. Get rid of this ambassador business and this website business where we go and we get a qualified consultant. What we need to know is how good that consultant is based on the testimonies of the people that have been with them and experienced them. You know, so does it feel like a conveyor belt when you go in there? They just want to get you in and get you out and charge you as much as possible. Or do you actually feel like they're taking due time and attention with your hair? Let's have some transparency in this space. Let's revolutionize this already good concept. Let's make it better. Anyway, that's the end of my rant. I always rant. I didn't want to rant for this long. I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy. But what I am happy with is aloe vera juice. So I have been putting that in my mist bottle, and you know what? The results are phenomenal. Within the first few days, I could feel a difference in terms of my locks. They're due to be washed now, so you know they're a little bit stringy, and the front of my hair is relaxed ends, but I do a braid out to make them curly. However, aloe vera juice, absolutely phenomenal. So I've got, this is the, what was this? This is the maximum strength. I got it from Amazon. But aloe vera is meant to be very soothing for the scalp, helps clear dandruff, helps reduce inflammation, helps restore the cells. But it's a natural conditioner, so it's made my hair feel very cotton woolly, very nice, very soft. But the most important thing for me is that it's given it real luster, real shine, and it moisturizes. Rose water doesn't do it for me. I know a lot of people talk about rose water. Rose water smells like urine to me, and I've tried all of them. I've tried the expensive ones and the cheap ones. It stinks to me stinks. But this actually smells really good. I'm really sorry, it doesn't smell good. My lemongrass smells good. It feels really good. It's agreed with me. I know different things work for different people. This has worked for me, and I'm pleased because I was not on the rose water hype. It wasn't working for me. Anyway, people, peace out. Sorry to be ranting and moaning, but as you can imagine, 7 months in and you find out that the back of your headpiece is not righteous. It's not good at all.